The obvious question, but the floodgates open today and you must be a very relieved man.
Yes, of course. I think I'm very relieved, like the boys are, and I would like also to say thanks to the fans, because I think the fans stick behind us all this time, and having been frustrated games also for them a lot of the times, and it was a good win for everybody.
You think the way the sort of goals all came pretty quickly after that first one, maybe just a sign of a bit of confidence and a bit of sort of pressure coming up once the first goal?
Well, I think that had been the problem in the other games, that we didn't make the second goal, and today we achieved that. The second goal, we kept on playing forward, kept on creating chances, and you can see that that we played free after that, and with a lot of confidence. So of course it helps if you make a second goal.
Eli Babauj, you used him sparingly, but he certainly had a big impact when he came on, created that first goal. Just what did you make of his performance in that half hour, 40 minutes?
Well, as we know, Eli is having a difficult time already for a year, having those strange injuries, and we have to manage him very carefully. And well, after a few games in the youth team for 30 minutes first, and last week for 45 minutes, decided to take him on the bench, and knowing that when the second half comes, the spaces become a little bit bigger. With the qualities Eli has, he could maybe do something, and that's what actually happened. The first goal was a very good move of Fred, played it in, and Eli actually did a good, kept the ball with him between a few players in the 18-yard and laid it off, and Fred had a good finish. You could see that he was tired still, and having missing maybe that little bit of sharpness, but still then he's a dangerous player and a real striker, still young. So hopefully he can make his next few steps as well now.
Fred's hamstring gone again?
No, cramp. Fred didn't play 90-minute games for a long time, so, and after the injury, of course, we couldn't really build him up for that, because he played the first game against Newcastle. He had to go out there, and he had to, after 30 minutes against Perth, go out. So, slowly we hope to get him there, and it can be quick. Hopefully next week he can play 90, and you see he's a very important player for the team, with his energy and with his experience. So, but they all played very good today, so big compliment for everybody.
Mate, during the week John had talked about how important it was for the players to retain belief in your ability and your capacity to win games. What does this do, a result like this do for you now?
Well, it's still a lot of confidence, I suppose. In the playing group, we always had the belief that we can win games. We were somewhat unfortunate in a couple of previous games to not get the win, but felt today, everyone contributed, everyone put in 100%, and it was a good win by the boys.
Was this the result you felt was coming all season long, that you played well in most games, created a lot of opportunities, but hadn't been able to finish?
Yes and no. I suppose we always did create chances, but we did create a lot of 100% chances that we were able to score from in previous games, and we didn't really take our half chances. Today we were able to do that. Aziz scored a fantastic goal, but 9 times out of 10 on his right foot, he probably would have back him to put it in the top corner, but he did, and that's what I suppose everyone was pretty confident coming into when we were 2-0 up, and then everyone I thought everyone played really, really well, and everyone contributed to the win.
What did you think made the difference after half time? Even in the first half, you had a lot of the ball up in attack, but just didn't look a show.
I think it was just everyone tied off a little bit, I suppose, and more space opened up, and therefore we were able to move to that space, and we've done that well with Fred's first goal. We passed the move, and Ali, as John said, Ali had the ball and provided the time and space to put the shot where he wanted it.
John, you had better the first half. Did it feel like at half time that the Jets were right for the picking, that it would take one goal and you could go on with it?
Well, you always know that you have to be concentrated, and as we have seen in the previous games, that players that can make a goal out of nothing. So we had the better of the game in the first half. We had a good chance with Jason and another shot, but what I already said, the final pass was not really precise. And in the second half, yeah, with the energy we had after that first goal, we started, and I think that was very positive, not going backwards, but keeping playing forwards, defending forward, try to play possession on their half, and still being sharp, winning a lot of the balls, and that's, I think, the positive thing. Of course, then the two other goals we made that finished it off.
I feel like you opened one after, you know, that late loser last time.
Excuse me?
You feel like you opened one after the result in the first game?
Well, yeah, well, that's how it goes. That's what I said as well. You know, in a season, you're going to have those moments that it will be maybe against you, and in other games, there will be decisions and moments that will favor you. And what I tell the boys is that keep on working hard, keep on believing what we're doing, and then those things will come more to you. The moments of glory, the moments of having more luck, and well, that's actually what happened today already. And well, next week we're going to miss 3 players that are going to go to the Oilers, so we have to come up with other players coming into the team. So that's going to be interesting as well. And I think the most important thing today is that you see that you have to be really fit to play games. And the boys that were on the pitch today, the most of them were almost for 90 minutes able to play a game fit, and that's the thing that we have to work on, to get even more fit and be able to play the games on this high level.
You made a few selections that differed from previous weeks. You left David Williams out completely, started with Mike on, and decided to play Tomo as a centre back rather than in midfield, which might have surprised some of us. Can you just explain your thinking behind that?
Well, knowing that, talking about fitness, Brendan Hamill last week couldn't play 90 minutes. Today he did, so that's a very big step. Having Adrian Madashi and Brendan starting today with Fred, knowing that he probably will not play 90 minutes, with Alex, who's always a player that, well, we don't know if he can play 90 minutes. We had to make some thoughts about having enough players on the pitch who could play 90 minutes, and that's why we started with or Brendan or Adrian. We made the decision to start with Brendan because he did very well last week. He was used to playing, and Adrian coming in after a long period of not playing, having him on the bench, and hopefully he could come in, and that happened. So he got his minutes now and is ready to play more, I think, as well. David, yeah, I think he did very good the last few games as playing 90 minutes, but he has to get fitter. That's what we're going to work on with him, because you see up front, you have to be able to outplay your opponent and have a few shots on goal. And I think David is a player who has that in his game. But we are working very hard with him. First of all, we got him there. Losing a lot of weight, and now the next step is that he has to get his sharpness back. So he's on. We gave him a little bit rest, and hopefully he can come back even sharper in the coming games.
How big of an effect is it going to have losing those players to the injuries?
Well, of course it will have an effect, because after a game like today, you would like to keep on continuing in more or less the same players, but that's how it is. And there are players coming back, so Simon is able to play next week. Curtis, good. We gave even off today because he had a very heavy period, first playing with us and just coming back from the under 20s, playing all of 3 of the 4 games in 1 week. So he will be back, and hopefully Rutger Worm will be back. He's going to play tomorrow to see if he can play maybe 90 minutes. So there will be players jumping in for Mate, Jason, and Aziz.